Massey Fit is a community of strong women who uplift each other, motivate, and encourage one another. She does this by providing a safe, fun place for women to work out. She wants them to build their connections with other like-minded women while gaining strength and confidence in their ability to do hard things. She loves spending time with her family, friends, and neighbors. She loves going to Andy's Frozen Custard with her friend after a good run in downtown Athens. The women in the Rise and Shine community have helped her grow more than she can put into words. A Bible verse that fuels her daily is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Morgan launched a newsletter 1 year ago and keeps a 70% open rate. That is incredible and hard to do. She's going to share what she has learned just by getting started and staying consistent. Please welcome Morgan to the stage.
She's kidding. Are y'all ready to work out? I'm kidding. So Amy, when she asked me to speak, I was like, of course I will teach them how to get over like that midday slump. She's like, no, you're going to talk about a newsletter. I said, oh. Okay, so I guess one day I casually mentioned in the Rise and Shine Mastermind that I was having a 70% open rate, and she was like, let's talk about that. Because as it turns out, most businesses have a 20% open rate, which I really didn't know. So hopefully today you'll leave with a few tips or ideas that will help you increase your open rate. The first thing I want to tell you is today, when you get all of these wonderful business cards, you need to go back and add them into your database, right? And you just keep like dripping on them each week. And then eventually, it might take a while, but then you'll stay top of mind and maybe you'll get a new client from today. And with all the competition out there, it's really good to stay top of mind. And on your workbook, I kind of flipped the script. I was going to share with you what I put in mine, but first I figured I should tell you how to make it. And Amy wouldn't let us have visuals, so I'm just going to tell you what I do. I personally use MailChimp. There's another one out there called Constant Contact. There's Brevo and Drip. And I think a lot can be done with the basic models, but I quickly found out I needed to use the next tiered features because they're just so helpful and they keep me consistent, and I don't have to really think that much about it. Once you get your original template made, you get to pick the template, right? It's up to you. You can create one or you can choose one of theirs, but you'll go into Canva. I hope you know what Canva is. You'll create all of your media in there. It's beautiful, it's streamlined, you can build your brand, your colors, your fonts, all of that. And then Canva talks so easily to MailChimp, right? So once I make my content in Canva, send it over to MailChimp. And I do that all through the week when I'm working on my social media. If I'm like, this would be great in my newsletter, I will go ahead and send it to MailChimp. And then on Monday evening, when I'm making my MailChimp newsletter, it's all already there, and I just plug it in to wherever I want it to go. Because my template's made, all I have to do is delete and add, delete and add. It's that easy. I'm down to like 20 minutes working on my newsletter. And you can do it too. If I really never had a newsletter in my life until the masterminds. And so it's been 1 year, and if I can do it, I know that all of you can do it. It's important to have a newsletter because you want to engage your clients. You want them to know what you're up to, what they're going to possibly do in the coming weeks, if there are any events. So my suggestion is schedule it to go out the same time each week. Consistency is key. I did play around with days and times, but then MailChimp was like, why are you doing that? I have this feature called Send Optimization, and it tells me when you guys are going to open it. So mine is mostly opened Thursday nights at 9 p.m., oddly enough. And it's true, because I checked before I got here, and it's still 65% last week. And then another helpful thing that you can do through MailChimp, you can go ahead and have it scheduled to go straight to your social media. So I've linked my Facebook with MailChimp, the newsletter, or anything that I send, go straight there. I don't even have to think about it. I actually forgot I was doing that until Amy mentioned it. All right, so now we can talk about what I put in it. Once you make it, Here's what I would put in it. I think the most important thing is to be authentic, right? Be yourself and don't add fluff. No one's got time for that. You value their time. I value my time. You don't need to fluff your newsletter. If you're like, oh, it's short, that's okay, because I know it's valuable, so I'm going to read that, or I'm going to listen to that, right? And then have a revolving door of about 15 to 20 ideas that are really good for your clients. So some of my ideas are community events that you have coming up. What can you do to gather your people together? Because since COVID, I have found out that all of my clients want togetherness. They want community. I do have some solo people, but then they've started coming to group classes and they really love it. So community events are important to include. Also, you could do client spotlights. Once a month, I do. I send a Google form to a client of mine and say, hey, can I spotlight you in the newsletter? They'll answer all of these questions that I ask. They'll give me pictures of themselves and their family. And then when everyone opens the newsletter, they're like, oh, I know Mandy. Let me see what Mandy's doing. And they'll read about it. And I cannot tell you how many times it's like such a small world connection. I'll get a new client. Oh, I came because I read Demi's referral, or I came because I did this. So including your clients' information, spotlight, I should say, not information, but spotlight is so important. And then getting those same clients to give you a review, because a positive referral is wonderful. And I also like to put their picture at the top left so people will see it and be like, what did Aisha say? And here's what she said. Now let me go check out Massey Fit. Another thing that you could do, you could put what you're interested in. I tailor it to what I'm doing, but for instance, I've started running. I said I would never ever run, and here I am, did half a marathon, doing some more stuff this weekend. So I'll put helpful running articles, links to shoes that I like, exercise techniques, anything that I think is important to my client or that I want them to be aware of. But the most important thing is that they also see your face. So there's a feature called Loom that Amy introduced us to. You can put a screenshot behind you and you can talk about it. So if there's an article, it will be behind me and I'm like, let me tell you all the reasons why I like this. So they're getting to hear your voice and see your face, and it's more engaging. I also do this with movies or books that I'm reading or podcasts. So you want to explain why it's worth their time, and letting them hear your voice is just one more reason for them to click on it. And that also helps your click rate, which is different from your open rate. And then always, as a business owner, you're trying to drive website traffic, right? So link your newsletter to your website every time. I have a blog that I recently started also because of the mastermind. I'm getting all sorts of uncomfortable, right? I'm doing a blog. So every week I have that linked with a fun picture that makes people want to click on it. And since I added the blog, my open rate, or my click rate, I should say, doubled. It was great. That was very helpful. And then I think it's important to solve a problem, right? We all have clients that have different problems, whether it's accounting or real estate or fitness, and you want to try to solve a problem. If I have a client that's telling me their knees are hurting, or they're having back pain, or I have plantar fasciitis, I try to tailor information to that. Because if you're having these problems, likelihood other people are too. And then, that was it. I hope that I helped solve one of your problems today, or gave you a new idea for a newsletter. But I do have table talk discussion questions on your workbook. So things that you guys can talk about for the next 3 to 5 minutes would be to think about all the emails that flood your inbox daily. What will make yours stand out and worth opening each week? For instance, when Amy sends a newsletter, I'm going to open it. 1, it's pretty and it catches my eye. 2, she doesn't put fluff in there. And 3, I know she's probably going to ask me about it later. So I'm going to open that, right? So what can you do like Amy's doing, all right? which emails do you read daily? And then what do your readers want to hear from you? We're all different. I can't tell you what your readers want to hear from you, but that is something that you should know. And if not, ask them, right? I get a lot of my ideas from my clients. They tell me what they want to hear, and I tailor it to them. And then if you are using a newsletter, share with your table which platform you use, because that's very helpful to know. I used MailChimp because somebody in the mastermind told me to, and that was very helpful, but maybe there's someone else at your table that would have helpful hints for you. And what are your favorite features for the email platform that you use? Thank you guys so much. Spend some time talking about it. And yeah. Oh, Amy wanted me to plug my gym. So come work out with me. Please, I would love it. The first class is always free on me. The schedule is on my Instagram. You can check that out at Massey Fit. It's a wonderful community of women, and I hope that you come and see what it's all about. Oh, it's half a mile that way. And when COVID happened, I completely took over my husband's man cave. It is now a full-blown gym down there. There's like 3 or 4 rooms full of equipment. He wishes I would stop buying things, but I need write-offs. So there you go. So anyway, yeah, I know it sounds weird. It's the basement in my gym, but it's really fantastic. We have a great time, and there's always a lot of community events where you could come do a boot camp. We're doing a special collaboration with Canopy coming up. There's all sorts of things. So yeah, come give it a try. Thank you guys so much.